We are going to be working in KODU, but the first thing we need to do is open up OES Login. It's a blue rectangular icon on the desktop, and you're going to double click on that. To start, you need to put in your username, which will be your 5 and 3 username, so the first 5 letters of your last name, followed by the first 3 of your first name. For the password, it's your initials, so first initial and last initial, and then your lunch code. When you hit enter or OK, it will load with a quick screen, but that does go away, and that is normal. Next, we're looking for KODU Game Lab, which is the little green icon. If you see the gray one, Configure KODU, don't use that one. We're using the green guy. Double click on that to open it up. This is a Microsoft made program, and it is actually available on the Xbox, but I do think you have to pay for that version. For the computer, it is free. Alright, if this little window pops up for guest, then it's asking who you want to be the username. For some reason the buttons aren't showing up on this one, but I think down here in the bottom corner it has cancel. So I'll try clicking that. There we go. And then we want to start with New World, and this is the main menu, so we'll pick New World. Now this is how it starts. You have a green square of land, and the hand tool down at the bottom is what's going to allow us to move it around by left clicking. Kind of moves our view. Right click lets us orbit around our view, and the scroll wheel allows us to zoom in and out. Next, we're going to use this paintbrush tool down here, so we're going to click on that to select it. And if I move out here and left click, it's going to add land. Right click anywhere and it removes land. If I zoom out a little bit, I can hit the right arrow key on the keyboard, and it's going to make it larger. So now if I left click, I'm going to add a larger piece of land that I can work with for my world. Left arrow key on the keyboard is going to make that smaller. Out above the paintbrush tool, there's the 4 squares there. Choose that, and it allows you to pick a different type of land. Here I'm making it smaller with the left arrow key, and now I can create like a path. So I'm going to left click out there, and it adds that new type of land. There we go. And just left click around and connect it, and I've now made a path out there. Next to the paintbrush tool, we have the hill tool, and if I left click out here, it raises the ground up. I like to adjust my camera view though, so I'm going to click the hand tool, right click to orbit, and now I have a little bit more control over where I'm placing that tool, kind of creating a mountain in the corner here. Just kind of slowly go over it and make it raise in the areas that you want it to be higher. There we go. Perfect. And now you can kind of see how that looks over there in the corner. So I'm creating the map, making it look how I want it to look. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more in the corners. So I'll add some more hills over here in this corner. Perfect. A little bit more over here. There we go. Doesn't look too bad. There's not really any rhyme or reason to what I was doing. This next tool is the spiky hill. It's kind of very jagged, but it can add to the look of your world. There we go. And next we're going to talk about adding characters. So if you click on the object tool, little KODU's face, wherever I left click, it's going to add the character. So I left click and then I chose KODU. Now if I hover over KODU, it allows me to pick the color, but you have to use the arrow keys on the keyboard. Right click on KODU and hit program. We're doing a when do situation, so when this happens, do this. So I'm going to click when and choose keyboard, but I want to be more specific, so plus sign arrows, and now I want them to do move. So when I press the keyboard, specifically the arrows, do move. Hit escape and then click the play button, and now I can zoom in, but I can use the arrow keys on my keyboard to move my character around. So I've now given my character controls. By placing them in there, they actually don't have controls until you program them and tell them what to do. So I'm going to go back into the programming, and if I go straight to do, view, first person, I now am saying always do first person view. So now it's as if I'm looking out of the eyes of KODU. This is pretty cool when you're making racing games or different types of games. It can be very helpful. Alright, so now we have one character, and we're going to turn this into kind of a racing game. So I'm going to click the path tool, and I'm just going to start placing some points around here, making a path that I want a character to follow. So this is going to be a computer generated character, so think along the lines of like Mario Kart. You have all the other characters that are going around the track also. Next, I'm going to add in a character, so we'll go with KODU. I'm going to hover over him, and I'm going to make him blue by using the arrow keys. And then I want to program this character. So I want them to always, so I'm not going to put anything on when, but under do, they're going to move, and then on path, and then plus, and then I'm going to choose the color. It was a white path. And so now if I hit play, oh, there they go. They're following the path. They're just set to always move on the white path. And I can now race against them. And I'm going to take the corner here and push them out of the way a little bit. There we go. That's how we race. And I don't have a start finish line, so that would be what I would add next. I'm just going to use a different type of land here to create my finish line. Perfect. And now I'm going to add some scoring programming. So I'm going to go ahead and programming for my character. And I'm going to say when, oops, wrong one, more on land, plus the type of land, so I want that finish line. So when I'm on the orange land, do under game, and then I'm going to do add score, plus sign, I want it to be red because I'm red, plus sign, points, 1 point, and then I want to make sure to hit once. Otherwise it'll keep adding points every time I'm standing on that land. You can right click and copy an entire line of programming, bring it over to the next character and paste it. It makes it so much easier. But now I just need to change his to blue because he's a blue character. So when I'm on the orange land, score blue point once. Now I'm going to say that when I have scored, oops, I'm in the wrong window here. When, there we go, when scored, blue, how many points, so equals, plus sign, and then we'll say 2 points, do, under game you can go to win, and you can be specific and say blue. So when I've scored 2 points for blue, blue wins. Now I'd go back in and do that for the red character, but I want to go ahead and test the scoring here. So I'm going to hit play, and I'm just going to get out of the way and let the blue character score a point here. So as they go all the way around, they will cross that orange land, and they should be getting a point here in a second. So we'll see if it adds a blue point for the blue character. And there we go. And so that worked out great. This is how you make a very simple racing game, and so I encourage you to try to make something fun.